arrived to new town in search for answers. No one was ready to share. But then we met a priest, shared drinks, defended honor. Well, we tried. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is part 4. We're at the Osage, where we were supposed to go into last episode. Have a look at our quest log. So we need to find out where the limping bandit lives. It shows us to go at the bottom of the village. So when we came here last time, we just parked here with pebbles. And since then, what I did, I went back to, let me just show it map. So I did go back to the village where we were before, Teratai. And I did some training. On note of the training, so let's just have a look at our main level is level 8. I did manage to get some of the like strength, few of the skills up. Mainly sword, because we were fighting with the sword, so we got to level 10. But try to learn more. It's just more expensive. We ran out of the money as well. So we cannot go further than that until we have some more money and to buy some more skills. With the horsemanship, I think that was in the last episode that we, with the Huntsmaster, we got the hunt. So yeah, about that. Just a little bit more leveling done. Well, between episodes, so we can fight enemies that we come across. We'll see what happens. Okay, I think it was a bit lower. It was the first house that we've seen. There were like villagers around it, in front of it. It's over there, across the river. Yeah, I think it's it. Have they been standing here like whole time?
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
That's awful.
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Okay, we question him first. Okay.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Oh, he didn't have much.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Maybe he was unconscious. Okay, I was writing more about that guy, but let's speak to him.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much. But I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with, relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
Man,
That's all. Thank you.
that didn't help us.
Farewell.
Well, let's see who else could know something. The ladies?
Greetings. What do you need?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast. And lazy too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church. Now I see why, of course.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
What do I care about that scoundrel? I was glad he stayed out of my way.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
He was always a loner. Except lately he started talking to the parish priest of all people.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so looks like we need to speak to the priest.
May the Lord watch over you.
Is there anybody else that has anything to say? I might skip some of the
God
dialogue.
be with you. Do you need anything?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Okay, we heard that.
I don't know how I can help.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first
Okay, he's just
Have you
taking
noticed
too
anything
long.
Suspicious recent?
there wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time.
Do you know what Lubosh was?
I don't think he...
Do you know who Lubosh used?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this...
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, they're still standing around, so I think I need to speak to some more people. And Mood is drinking from the mud water. What about you, lady?
God be with you. What can I do for you?
I've come in the name of
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard.
I have to keep saying
Have you
same
noticed
thing.
anything suspicious?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how...
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day...
What do I care about?
Do you know who Lubosh...
He was always alone.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
What about... Can we speak to him?
God be with you.
I've come in the name...
Of course, ask away.
That man Lubosh who was...
He was a drunk who was all...
Nobody
Have you
liked
noticed anything
him.
suspicious?
Well, now I think of it...
Okay, I think we spoke to him already.
That's all.
He was one of the first people we spoke to, probably. What about you?
Good health to you.
Is it to, like, you know him?
I've come in the name of Sahanash of Light.
Of course, ask away.
Okay, everybody's
That man
leaving.
Lubosh who was murdered. What was he like?
He was a drunk.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well,
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day...
not a clue.
He's not being helpful.
Do you know anyone Lubosh...
He was a loner.
That's all. Thank you.
Is there anybody left here?
Take care now.
Some people left. What about you?
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of
I don't know anything about...
That man Lubosh who was murdered. What was he like?
I didn't really know him.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Okay, there's more
Do you know anyone
information.
Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
What about you? I spoke to you already.
Greetings. What do you need?
I've come in the name of Sahanash.
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh?
You could see it first.
Have you noticed anything?
There wasn't sight or sound of him.
My God, that looks so wrong.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
God bless.
So just speak to him one more time. Bailiff.
God be with you.
Another thing about Lubosh.
Yeah, we did ask everything, so never mind.
Good luck to you.
Right, everybody left, so let's have a look on the first look. Okay, we need to go speak to priest, and we might go to the location B as well. Yeah, let's go Pebble. Spend here enough time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a tavern we need to go to. See if they recognize him there. Or know of him. What he was up to.
Yeah.
Where are we? I'm going the wrong way. I'm showing to go this way. Or is it like in general area that we need to... Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Let's just go to tower and just ask a few questions. And then we'll go find the priest.
Yeah.
I think the tower was somewhere around here. Yeah, we'll get some garlic. Okay. Perhaps you know something, innkeeper.
My respects to you.
So he's got a few things.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but to ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Okay.
That's all.
Let's go see the priest. I don't think we are getting any responses here that we need.
God be with you.
We already know all the stuff. I'll leave the horse here and just wander around. Because there is church right here. Is that the priest? I cannot speak to him. Right? Okay. Now I can.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Yeah, exactly.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Oh, man.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern. Over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Take care now.
Okay, so he seems to be in liking of the alcohol, so he might tell us everything at the end. Right. So what we need to do in meantime? Have a look at the quest log. So how do I find out more? Just go speak to people around. And we did have as well one more thing in here, didn't we? So this one, yeah. Let's deal with that. What time is it? It's like 1 o'clock. Oh no, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, we don't have much time left. Right. Just go to speak to some more people because if I leave it too late, we have to meet a person. Oh, this is the bailiff. Never mind, we spoke to you already. Some shops. Would you know something?
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush.
Sir Hanush gives...
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a strange one, always drinking, bad-tempered. Lord knows how he made a living. Well, maybe now I've got an idea or two.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately, not even in the tavern. Not till yesterday in church, as it happens.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait, are you saying he... Jesus!
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
I really don't know. As far as I know, he had no kin. I never saw him with anyone.
Oh man. That didn't help much.
Thank you.
Was he shaking his head? The bailiff when he walked past.
I've never seen such a shoddy piece of work in my life. I had to get it put right after him.
I can't believe it. Everyone else praises him to the skies. They all...
Well, let's speak to this one. Hey, where are you going? No, I cannot go inside your house. Man.
Well, I never.
He's back.
God be with you.
We spoke
I've come
to
in the
him.
name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder.
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to...
That man Lubosh who was...
He was a strange one.
Have you noticed
Think
anything?
same thing.
I didn't see much of him.
Do you know what Lubosh was...
I don't think he was home at all.
Do you know anyone Lu...
I really don't know.
Nobody knows anything.
That's all. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Well, let's see what else is here. Look at the map. There is something question mark over here. We will go there. Let's go down below. I'll put marker because the bee is like all over place. Going through people's gardens. Sorry, Belly, I'm not following you, I promise. Just going some direction. Go through here. Just casually going through. I think I need to go a bit higher. Oh yes, there are some people here. Let's go speak to them. They are running away.
What's going on there?
Yeah, I think I spoke to her. Let's speak to him. Hey. Looking to you.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush.
Sir Hanush gives a...
That man Lubosh who was murdered. What was he like?
He was a strange one. Always drinking, bad-tempered. Lord knows how he made a living. Well, maybe now I've got an idea or...
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait!
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
I really don't know.
That's all. Thank you.
God be with you.
Nobody knows anything. What about you? Seem to be eager to speak to me.
Good health to you.
I've come in the name of...
I don't know nothing about it, but...
That man Lubosh.
I didn't really know.
Have you noticed anything...
Well, come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. I was wondering what he...
Do you know what Lubosh...
I was coming from... He looked like he was in a hurry.
Do you know anyone...
Not with anyone from...
Okay.
That's all.
Don't know anything.
Take care now.
What's going on up?
I think I spoke to her earlier. Where can we go?
But the horses as well, and the stables burned down too. How will she cope now with her livelihood gone? She has mouths enough to feed.
I'd lose my mind if I were in her shoes.
No more than I. But Zora's tougher than most men. With the help of God, she'll soon get back on her feet. You'll see.
You might be right. She never was a one to break easily.
Okay. Let's speak to her.
God be with you. Do you need anything?
I've come in the name of Sir...
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh?
He was a drunk.
Have you noticed anything...
The only thing seems...
Do you know what Lubosh was...
What do I care about that scam?
Okay.
Do you know who Lubosh used to...
He was always alone.
That's all. Thank you.
May the Lord watch over you.
Wait, there was one more question mark we didn't go through. Go have a look what's there. Concubine. Oh my. Oh, it's Baker. Okay, so I think we explored most of the things. There is something over here. Unexplored place. Should we go check out the scribe? There's a few more things down here, but that's across the river, so never mind that at the moment. I'm gonna put a little marker here. There. Wonder if the scribe is still around. Following the marker. Is that there? That's villager. Is that the scribe house? Oh yes.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh.
He was a drunk who was...
Have you noticed anything...
Well, now I think of it.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof...
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone...
He was a loner.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. I like to learn to read.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Man, he wants all of my groschens. Okay.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. No. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Okay. Let's read the book. Go speak to him.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
Man, test. There was something about goose, right?
There was something about some fellow and a goose.
Ah, well, the main thing is you've managed to read the book. The rest is just practice. Only through a careful reading will you uncover the real meaning of the text. No book is written on a mere whim and without purpose. Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson. which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
Yeah, sure. You can just read the words. I don't have to understand them. So silly thing to say, isn't it? Without a book. What time is it? We're supposed to go. It's almost 9 o'clock. See the priest. Just sit and see if we can read the Latin book. Is that this one? I think there's something about Libre. No idea, but we did it. My god, the dog is howling. Okay, let's talk to him.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Are you kidding me? Oh. I think the middle one.
Nullus est liber tam malus, ut non alique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you.
Great, we can read Latin.
I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Okay, can we buy some books from you then?
God be with you.
Well, we are left with 1.5 groschen, so never mind that. Okay. Let's get out of here. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly check what's the question mark about. Let's just get our pebble here. Let's check the marker first.
Yeah.
What time is it? Okay, it's almost time to meet the priest, but let's do this quickly. Come on, Pebble, you can jump over. No. Why not? Not that high. Oh man. I'm gonna jump over myself. I think I should be able to. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna go around. Okay, so that's the archery. Okay, let's go meet the priest. Where are you, Pebble? Oh, it's going down through there. Really? Okay, wait. Let's get on and go see the priest.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop with Pebble over here, outside the inn. Right. Just remove our armor so we don't look like we are about to fight someone. Oh wait, there's still something on. Wait, that one too. Okay, now we look like human beings. Right, there is priest. Hello, Father.
The blessings of our Lord be
And with you, lad. Take a seat. I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first, I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
And good health.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'll bring it right away.
Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Neuhof? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumors aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarreled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business.
Yeah, give me a
So,
minute.
about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujitz isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. The tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too?
Pour me an ale.
With such money gained from the poor,
Ale
they
for me?
buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Henry doesn't
Honey,
have a drink.
That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Okay, enough about preaching.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? Hey, we have a drink, of course. I'll have a beer.
Well, I'd say that's a good plan.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
So we have reached new level in drinking. Useful skill.
Na kraj padnul děsnej smutek, do mělo i ráno utek, je již mouženský maj strach, do včera žil, dneska je prach, už sej bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejt v jejich kůži, nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si huby jako poslední den. Půlkem se vápí, panorama slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem, tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu soudnej den, tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět. Ty dneska vůbec nikdo neví, zase zítra Ježíši a není to naposled.
Enough of this! Bailiff, come on over here, sit down and have a
Oh,
drink
we
with
are
us.
in trouble.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh man, we are getting thrown out.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Oh, I'm not going to fight anybody. What do we need to do? So how do we help him? Where is he? Oh, get off me. Get off me. Oh my god. Did we help, Lina?
I'd love to. And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry? Stop that nonsense,
My god, we are so drunk.
What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me?
Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Amit právě ta hra. Wow, that's my ball.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
Really, I will ring the bell at night. So horrible. Oh man.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Oh my god, we're not finished. Oh no. That's what happens when you go drinking with priest. Well.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
One that he will remember. That's so uncomfortable.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about?
No idea.
Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
Ow! You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose as Sir Ratzig's protege, you just came from studying in Prague, and you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless.
Definitely. Oh my
How
god.
about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Seems to be a good deal. Oh, we are gaining reputation.
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about...
Oh, if you remember
Christ
that.
Almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Okay, let's put some clothes on and let's see how we can preach. Yeah, that looks alright. Let's go. Yeah, let's go into church. Oh, Henry's still so drunk.
I thought he'd never show up. The swimp.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague.
So, Henry, you may begin.
Oh man, how are we going to do this?
Curious which one of them will puke first.
Okay, let's be confident.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
Okay, this one.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
Let's die harshly.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, cumens, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
Seem to like it. Okay, sin is human. Let's try that.
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Okay, should we continue harshly? They seem to like it.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
Yes, yeah. Okay, let's stand up for Godwin.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Aye, all honour to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Hopefully that worked.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that was.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So's gluttony.
And fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Well, that went well. Let's have a look at the quest. So we need to track down Riki. But just turn off the erratite tourney because we are not doing that. Okay, so how do we track him down? Where is he? Oh, that far away. Okay. How are we doing with our health and everything? We seem to be okay. We are a bit drunk still. Just get the horse here. Where are you, Pebble? Oh, there you are. Okay, let's get Annie. Let's see. Maybe we should go back home. We might as well speak to Teresa, right? Okay, we're here. How come we discover Mill when we are already here? We've been here several times. Okay, and I'm going to speak to Teresa. See what she's got to say.
Henry, I'm so glad to see you.
Not the first one. How have you been? Okay.
So, how have you been?
I can't stop thinking about Skalitz.
I know. It was hell. But life has to go on.
Don't you want to know?
Why not clear your head and try to forget about it? At least for now.
What do you mean?
Do you feel like a walk?
That's not a bad idea. I've got lots to do right now. But I'd love to go another time. Will you come and see me again?
As her ladyship commands?
You jester.
I'd like to know... So, how'd you like it in Rattay?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here. And they took us in our hour of need, but for how much longer? They'll grow tired of us soon enough.
What do you think of the Lord here, Sir Hanush?
He comes from the glorious line of the Lords of Lipa. Folks say he's a bit hot-headed, but he took us in, so he must be a good Christian.
Who's this Sir Hans Capon?
He's actually the real Lord of Rete, and Sir Hanush is only his guardian, because Sir Hans is underage and his father is dead. Folks say he's a spoilt young pup with an eye for the lasses.
How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive, that's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. Rete's citizens aren't happy the town is full of beggars who don't look like leaving anytime soon.
Do you know anything about those Cuman rapists? About... you know.
They came to Hungary from God knows where, and now they... well, folk tell awful stories about them. I hope I never see them again.
Okay, we did ask all the questions. Just wanted to get that out of the way.
Have you got a moment? I'd like to ask a few questions about Skalitz. I don't remember much.
All right. What do you want to know?
Oh man, so many questions. Maybe we ask her another time. Enough about that.
Let's leave it be.
Okay, let's end dialogue. What time is that? Oh, it's almost... well, it's 5 p.m. And our quest. Quick look. We need to go track down Ricky. So let's go have a sleep. Get some rest and food. Is that our bed? Oh, not that one. It's still early. Risa sleeping. If there is any food. How is the nourishment? 71. Do we have any food? Still got some bread. And we have salami. How much is salami for? 17. Okay, let's have salami. And bread is 17. That will take us over, right? Have one of the dry meats. That's only 6. Okay, we should be fine for now. Yeah, let's go. It's early. To wash. Let's feed you as well.
Look what I've got for you.
Yes.
You'll love this.
Lovely dry meat. Oh, we reached new level, so let's just praise him.
There's the good doggy. That's my boy.
I think he is free, but just double check.
Come along, free.
I'm just going to look what kind of level we got. Oh, it's the drinking one. Never mind. Okay, we probably need more levels to get another skill. Right. Is it too dark to travel without a torch? Just want to get down. Okay. So which way we need to go? It's up there. Is it like town over there? Perhaps. There seems to be a bridge down here. Let's try to get on that bridge. Okay, it seems we have arrived here. Let's have a look. Okay, somewhere over here. We should be able to track down Ricky. So let's go there. This is to be big town as well. Nice, Taylor. Can fix our stuff. Okay, so we need to go somewhere down here. I went too far. Can I go through here? Is it somebody's house?
Is someone there?
Sorry. Oh, Pebble cannot get over things easily. Somewhere through here. We are taking this unusual route. Right across of everything. So that's where I'm taken. Perhaps we need to go into tavern or a place like that to see if they know anything. Lodgings. Gonna stop with Pebble somewhere here. Oh, not next to. Not next to that. Let's park you over here. Okay, are you the innkeeper? No, you are villager. He shut the door in my face. How rude is that? So is it early for you guys? Oh, this is lock picking. So where is the innkeeper? Okay, can I talk to you?
God be with you. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for someone they call Riki.
That's the tanner's son, Enoch.
Where can I find him?
Hard to say. He's not around here much. Thank God for small blessings. You could try his folks' place.
What can you tell me about this Hinek?
What can I tell you? No, he's none too popular. No one cares to talk to him.
Why not?
Well, I'm not one to gossip, but I heard he keeps bad company.
What's the tanner like? Hinek's father?
The less I see of him, the better. He's not exactly sparkling company.
Why do they call him Riki anyway?
Why do you think? Because he's a tanner, of course.
So why don't people like him?
The old tanner's not an easy man. But a son should never let his father down. Enoch does nothing to help. He's always far too busy with his own affairs, though I wouldn't like to say what those are.
And does no one at all talk to him?
That harlot Adela hangs around with him, of course.
Harlot?
She works as a bathhouse wench. Same thing.
Okay, I think we heard enough, right?
Take care.
Okay. So we need to speak to Ricky's father and the lady. The lady is right next door to us, so let's go speak to her. Where's the sea? Oh, it's the bathhouse. Perhaps we can get washed. I'm gonna remove the marker quickly because it's in a way. Is she inside? I won't get into her. Maybe she's on the other side of the house? No. Okay, how do we get in without breaking in? Anybody around? Oh, there is somebody here. You're just villager. I don't see anyone. I mean, if I wanted bath. Oh, there is some lady here. That's her.
What's going on out there? Good day to you. What do you need?
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
God, no, nothing like that. It's just that you're the only one in the village who sees Hinek, so I came to ask you about him.
Aye, I've seen him often enough. I don't know what I could tell you about him.
Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run off to the woods again.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
Look, Hinek's my friend, and I really need to know where he is and what he's doing.
But I already told you I don't know where he's got to.
So I suppose he just goes to the woods to pick mushrooms, does he?
Mushrooms? No. More like hares or other game.
So Hinek is a poacher? That's no surprise.
Well, he was never much of one for an honest trade.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe he has some favourite spot he might have told you about?
He said he has some hideout in the woods, but he didn't tell me where.
When did you last see him?
A few days ago. He came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He kept prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Can you remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it, but he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye, and then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about the money?
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me and we could get married and such. Oh, just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where he hid it?
He said he buried it at his father's small holding, in the western corner.
All right, thank you.
Perhaps we can find it.
Good luck then.
Who are you?
Let's just have a look at the quest. So we need to find Ricky's stash and speak to his father. So let's go there. I need to get out of here. Oh.
Can I help?
Perhaps through here. There's the main gate. Let's just be civil about it. Double. Hello. I would say let's look for the stash first and then speak to his father.
Yeah.
In case if we anger him. Pebble, you can stay here. So the stash is somewhere around here. Not here. Do we have spade with us? Check. Yeah, it's here. Move it to inventory. We might have to dig, right? Is that Tara? Maybe around the pigs? No, it's somewhere here. I'm just blind about it. Maybe down here? Do I need to, start digging. Here. Nice. Yeah, let's have it. Oh, only 115. I thought it would be much more. We don't want cloth. Never mind that. Yeah, let's go speak to his father. Is that him?
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm looking for your son. Any idea where he might be?
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes? It's important.
Enoch shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he gets to. Even if I did, why would I tell every Tom, Dick and Harry?
Do you at least know any friends he's with, or someone he goes to see?
As far as I know, nobody here in the village talks to him.
I heard he's seeing some bathhouse wench.
Maybe. He can't get it for free, so I suppose he has to go to the baths.
Okay. Let's not go with angry. I don't think he will care that he's in trouble. He doesn't care about me much. So let's go with that.
Watch your tongue, peasant. I'm an envoy of Sir Radzig Villa, and this is an official investigation. Stop trying to put me off and tell me where your son is right now.
I apologize if I offended you, young man. But still, I don't know where Hynek is. He turned up at the house a while back, but then he vanished again in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went? What?
Look, it's been clear to me for a long time that my boy was headed for the gallows. But I'm still his father, right? And you can't expect me to rat on my own son.
If you value your son's life at all, you better pray I find him, because I'm not the only one looking for him.
That's no surprise. But what of it? If you're here on behalf of Sir Radzig, there's nothing waiting for Hynek but the gibbet.
It doesn't have to be that way. If Hynek cooperates, he can save his neck.
I can't say you put my mind at ease. But to hell with it. I'll tell you what I know. All right. He was here a few days ago, but he left right away. He looked like he was in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea, but I don't know where it is exactly.
I don't follow.
Hynek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about what a great hideout he found in the woods, but he never told me where it is.
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Thank you. Don't you have any clue at all where his hideout could be?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he'd come from there, is all.
How's that?
'Cause every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
He had money because he sold the stuff right away?
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot here.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin. Of course, it could have been for me.
All right. I'll ask at the inn then.
Okay, let's finish up, I think.
Go. And if he's really in as much shit as you say, please, try and find him.
Okay, so we need to go to inn and ask them about him. Why they don't have like proper bridge here? It would be much easier to walk through. Get your shoes wet in here. Where we park you? Over here. Next to the people. Okay, where is the innkeeper? Not the innkeeper, right? Villager. He's right here.
Good day to you.
I want to ask about the courier's son, Hynek.
But ask someone else. They've nothing to do with Riki. He'd only drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard the two of you do business together.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hynek's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
I don't give a damn what deals you've been doing together. I won't tell anyone. I just need to know where Riki is. It's urgent.
What have our deals got to do with where he disappeared to?
More than you think. It's likely Riki is hiding out at his poaching lair. And believe me, it wasn't hard to find out who was buying game from him, and it's even easier to go to the castle and tell them. Poaching's a crime, after all.
All right. But give me your word of honor you won't tell anyone about our deal.
You have my word.
Fine. So, what do you want to know?
I hear Hynek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is... I don't know where it is at all. But I happen to know it's a dark place. A cave or an old mine shaft.
How do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so we had to have a light for that.
How much game did he bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headlands close to the water.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a shaft.
Okay, that's quite a lot of shafts we have to explore. Okay, let's have a look at the quest. Three different locations. Oh, perhaps we have to go to each of the shafts to see if Rick is there. But for today's episode, I think I'm going to finish it here. I do hope you enjoyed it. It was quite entertaining. And if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care.